I don't know if I'm the only person who's going through this, but I am not like a real football fan. I went to an art school, so I'm not really into sports like that. And if I get a little personal, I do have a half brother who played football, and the whole sport just looked barbaric to me, if I'm being honest. Anyway, I used to think that I could at least get the pleasure of enjoying halftime because I really think halftime is for like artsy people or, you know, women who are actually throwing a Super Bowl party so they can feel like they have something, something to do while the guys are watching the game. Or, these days, just so somebody can have something to do because, we don't do gender norms anymore. That's old timey. Well, when I first heard of this Bad Bunny guy, I honestly thought it was a joke.
Eyes out.
Now, I did not deep dive into who Bad Bunny is, and I know he's super duper famous, and I know a lot of people know who he is. But here in the United States, we speak English. So the majority of us, we might hear his music at like a, Mexican restaurant or something like that. But, that's just about it. And I don't mean to sound ignorant or anything, but in the United States, we don't really care about multiculturalism in the music. Like English is the dominant language here. And if they're not speaking English, like what's the point of the song? And again, I am not trying to be like, talking down to other cultures and things like that. I'm just stating the fact. Here in the United States of America, we speak English. So when we listen to lyrics, generally they're in English. Now, Bad Bunny is kind of interesting, and like I said before, I did not do a deep dive into who he is because I'm not that interested. But I will say, for what music that I did hear while trying to look him up so I can know what to expect during a halftime performance, his music doesn't sound bad. But again, it doesn't sound American. So, for me, it's kind of not fair because again, like I'm an arts person. A lot of times when I'm watching the halftime performance, it's like I want to see something that makes me feel included. I know I'm kind of making this about myself, but isn't that the point of American football? Okay, I'm about to say something else that might sound a little ignorant. Don't the rest of the world have their own football? Soccer. I don't know if they have a halftime, but Bad Bunny probably would have been more appropriate there. Not okay. That sounds bad. I can't be the only person who feels this way. Another thing that kind of hurts my feelings, Turning Point USA decided they were going to come up with their halftime. I'm sorry, I can't. The Erica Kirk weirds me out way too much. Like, I'm sorry, I haven't gotten over Charlie enough yet. And it just feels like Turning Point USA has just taken on a whole new life of its own. So you either stomach the fact that the NFL has gone completely corporate and the soul of America is completely lost there. Or you watch the Turning Point USA halftime, and that's just weird. Like, the question has always been who shot Charlie Kirk? And I don't feel comfortable watching that. And then, of course, it's the all American, which let's decode it, the white American. And it's just gonna feel like I don't mean to prejudge it, but it's gonna be pretty whites only vibes over there. So I guess since I'm not a football fan and I won't learn the language like Bad Bunny told me to.
Que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país, nadie. If you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
And I feel funny about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It might just be a Netflix night.